Pieces of the Warrior puzzle look to be coming back together as Coach Mack gets himself a quarterback coach today. After weeks of speculation, UH finally officially hiring former QB Nick Rolovich as their quarterback coach to replace Dan Morrison, who left for SMU. Rolovich was a two-year letterman for the Warriors. One of his most memorable performances was his last game in 2001 when he threw for 543 yards and 8 touchdowns against Brigham Young University in a 72-45 blowout. And thanks to a visit Rolo had with the Jones, he knew he was destined for coaching.
I remember telling him, you know, I'm coming for your job someday. And, you know, head coach is a whole different realm, but I knew I was going to be in the coaching world just because I can't get away from the game. The game has me, and I knew someday I was going to have to, you know, switch over to this full-time role as a coach.
To see how that the past 2 years Rolovich spent as a quarterback coach at City College of San Francisco, where he led the team to a national championship last year.
Rolo is back. UH today made the official announcement that former Warrior quarterback Nick Rolovich has joined Greg McMackin's coaching staff as quarterback's coach, fulfilling, at least to a degree, a prophecy which dates back to Rolo's playing days under head coach June Jones.
I told him in his office, well, he might not remember, but I remember telling him, you know, I'm coming for your job someday. And, you know, head coach is a whole different realm, but I knew I was going to be in the coaching world just because I can't get away from the game. The game has me, and I knew someday I was going to have to, you know, switch over to this full-time role as a coach.
And that day is here. Rolo will be long remembered for his exploits as a Warrior player, passing for over 300 yards and 34 touchdowns, and capping his career with a 543-yard, 8 TD performance against BYU in 2001. Rolovich's arm carried him to stints in the NFL, NFL Europe, and arena football. In between all that, he served as a student manager for Hawaii, and last year, while still under contract in the AFL, Rolo coached the QBs at City College of San Francisco, helping to lead the Rams to a junior college gridwire national title. Now he says his playing days are done and his full-time coaching days have begun.
I got to say yes, but, you know, if, you know, a couple QBs are sick someday at practice, I might pick up one of those pigskins and throw it around a little bit, you know. For me, now I have one thing that I can focus on that I want to do for the rest of my life. And instead of, you know, I've done construction to get by, I've played arena football that's lasted, the money lasts a couple months. Now I have something that I can do and be focused on and kind of really put all my energy into it.
Part of that energy will go toward grooming the current crop of Warrior QBs, which include top returnees Tyler Gronke and Inoke Funaki.
I think we're in good shape. We are. You know, I know Tyler and both Inoke from, you know, when I came back and helped out, and I know them as people, and I know, you know, that they both made great processes in learning the system and are both much further ahead than when I knew them originally. You know, this is 2-3 years ago. So they've both grown a lot as people and within the offense. I think because I did go through that growth period here, I did go through that learning process here, I can kind of transfer my experiences, you know, fairly time-wise quickly, compare it with the kids that we're dealing with now.
Spring drills for UH is expected to be held sometime in March.
Oh, no, sir.
Wife from Hawaii.
Maui.
Played in Hawaii. Are you coaching here?
God, poke for lunch.
You gotta love that. I hope you're all having a pleasant evening. Like we first told you last night, paperwork's in. It's official. Warriors have a new quarterbacks coach and former UH-QB Nick Rolovich, who's in town and on the job. When Rolo was a player back in 2000, 2001, no matter how many film sessions, no matter how many practices, it was during the game that a light went on and he finally got it. Now, he's got to teach it.
You know, there's one way, oh, I get it when it's on film, I get it. Oh, I get it in practice. Oh, now we go to the stadium and, oh, now I get it. And then when the lights are on and the game time and the pressure's there, that's the final step of getting it.
Between arena football and NFL training camps and NFL Europe, you came back as a graduate assistant, as a team manager and stuff. Some of these kids know you as one of them.
Yeah, you know, when they have to yell in study hall or, you know, you got to run extra, you know, it's going to be hard to enforce it, but I think they respect me as a person, and I think they kind of know what I'm about. I feel like I have pretty good respect with the kids, so I'm pretty excited.
And don't you know all the tricks on how to get out of study hall and bed checks and all that?
Yeah, but that costs money to give those out. Those don't go for free.
First up on Nick's to-do list is take the NCAA test and get cleared to join head coach Greg McMackin's recruiting efforts.
Good news today for the coaching future on the University of Hawaii football sidelines. First, former star player Nick Rolovich is coming back as quarterbacks coach. Rolo will take over for Dan Morrison, who took the same job with June Jones at SMU. Last year, Rolovich served as the QB coach at the City College of San Francisco. Rich Miano also turned down a big offer to join Jones at SMU. Miano says he's staying and is expected to become associated head coach under Greg McMackin.
Coach Mack calls you, offers you a job. Was it a tough decision?
Not at all, no. Opportunity to come back to your alma mater and coach your position is a real honor.
How's it going, everybody? As we reported last night, it is now official. Just one day after former Warrior wingman Nick Rolovich was named quarterbacks coach, former UH center Brian Smith is the new offensive line coach at the University of Hawaii. All the paperwork has been cleared, and the 1998 through 2001 letter winner at UH spent his first day on the job today. Since his playing days at Hawaii wearing number 66, Smith has built a coaching resume at Cal Lutheran, Oregon State, and most recently Portland State. And the 27-year-old says he expects nothing but intensity and full effort from his players.
You ready for this big step that you're taking in?
Absolutely. I'm real excited about the opportunity. And, I've gotten the great opportunity of working for some real amazing coaches that have a lot of experience behind them. So, yeah, I definitely feel confident. It's in a system that I know very well, having played here and then coached it, at Portland State and back here as a GA, so I feel real comfortable with what we're doing here.
What's the Brian Smith style on the practice field?
Brian Smith style? I'm very demanding of my players. I have very high expectations for them. And they're going to get after it. They're going to grind. They're going to work their butts off.
Head coach Greg McMackin and his coaching staff in the heart of recruiting wars as we speak. Letter of intent signing day is February 6th. Spring camp opens in less than 2 months.
Today it was former UH quarterback Nick Rolovich. Well, today it's former Warrior center Brian Smith. KHNL News 8 Sports Director Jason Tang joins us with the details.
Yeah, exactly. Today, Coach Mack officially naming Smith as the new offensive line coach. Smith replaces Dennis McKnight, who also joined former Hawaii head coach June Jones at SMU. Smith lettered at UH from 1998 to 2001. Last year, he coached the same positions at Portland State with none other than Mouse Davis. Smith also played under Coach McMackin in 1999 when they won a share of the WAC title. And though he's not too much older than some of the players, he knows that can also be beneficial.
I think we should relate well, and I also will demand their respect, and I don't think that'll be an issue. But yeah, I think we should have a real good relationship. Having been through a lot of things that they've been through. I was through a coaching change here. Now they're going through the same thing. So yeah, I think we should develop a real good relationship.
Prior to Portland State, Smith was a graduate assistant at Oregon State under former UH offensive line coach Mike Kavanaugh. So the Hawaii ties run deep.
McMackin's staff is nearly complete. Yesterday, former Warrior quarterback Nick Rolovich was officially announced as the quarterback's coach for UH. Today, another former Warrior officially fills a vacant position under newly named head coach Greg McMackin. Brian Smith will take over the offensive line. The former UH center played for Hawaii from 1998 to 2001. After 2 short NFL stints with the Baltimore Ravens in 2002 and the Packers in 2003, Smith began his coaching career. An assistant at a Simi Valley, California high school, came back to UH as a student assistant in 2006. He was a graduate assistant at Oregon State under former UH coach Mike Kavanaugh. And last season was the offensive line coach for Portland State under Jerry Glanville and Mouse Davis. Smith is happy to be where it all started for him, going on 10 years ago.
No, we will have running backs coach. Draw you back to it. It's a special place, and once I left, I couldn't wait to get back every time. I think we should have a real good relationship. Having been through a lot of things that they've been through. I was through a coaching change here. Now they're going through the same thing. So yeah, I think we should develop a real good relationship. A system that I know very well, having played here and then coached it, at Portland State and back here as a GA, so I feel real comfortable with what we're doing here.